What is up, arrowhead snakes and poison dart frogs? It is Zaith here today, and first off, I'm going to start with an apology to everyone because I haven't been uploading videos because I've been super sick. I actually developed genital. Okay, I'm just joking. I've just been sick. That's all I'll say about that. You can guess the disease. Okay, no, I'm just kidding, seriously. I've just been a little bit sick, and I haven't been able to focus on videos because I made the absolute horrible decision of buying CSGO, and yeah. So I've been playing that and getting absolutely destroyed and learning the ropes, I guess you could say. And yeah, so today, the topic of our video will be lean. That's right, codeine, dirty Sprite, the drank. Everyone has heard about this if they listen to rap or they have someone in their school that walks around that's with the all white or the all black. You know what I'm talking about. So anyways, we'll start this out with how I started and how I stopped. So first of all, I was hanging out with a couple friends, and my friends got this fucking Sprite Slurpee that's like a pinkish purple color. So I'm kind of like, what the fuck is this shit, right? And he's like, bro, you gotta try this. And I could tell that he was like fucked up, kind of, right? Like he was kind of like slumped back. He looked like he was a zombie, kind of. So I was like, what's in it? And he looks me right in the eyes, right? And he's like, lean, buddy. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I mean, what's the harm? So I try some, and it's pretty fucking good. Like it was fucking delicious. Like it was amazing. And I was like, oh shit, like this is pretty good. So I asked him how he got it, right? Because when you hear about it in songs and shit, like promethazine and shit like that, when I did research on that shit, you can't just fucking walk to Walmart and get it and buy it and leave. Like you need a prescription, right? So he's like, oh, I went to Sobeys and I told them that I needed it for my mom, and they didn't even ID me. So I'm like, oh shit, okay. And at this point, I'm already 18, so I'm like, whatever. If they ask for my ID, I can toss them my ID. So I go in, I say the same story that he told me, like word for word, what he told me he said, and it worked perfectly. She handed me the bottle, and that was it. So I was like, okay, so I left. When I first tried it, I didn't feel anything, right? Like maybe I felt a little bit tired, but that was about it. Like there wasn't really a big deal. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So I get in my car and I drive back home, and I'm like, okay, let's try to make this shit, right? So I go downstairs. There's no fucking Sprite. So I'm like, oh my fucking god, dude. So I get back in my car, drive to 7-Eleven, get Sprite, and I leave. And as I'm leaving, I'm like, oh shit, I heard you need Jolly Ranchers and shit like that, right? So I buy that shit too. And then I leave, go back to my house, and I'm sitting in my basement. I'm like, fuck, should I just drink this whole fucking thing, or should I get absolutely fucked up and just like die? Like, no, I'm not. Like, I didn't actually try to kill myself, but I mean, like, I was like, oh shit, like, okay, let's try it out, whatever. So I mean, I probably drank about half, and I didn't feel shit. So I was like, oh, this is kind of whack. Maybe I didn't add enough, but like it was pretty fucking dark. Like it was dirty fucking Sprite. Like it was really dark, discolored. So whatever. Okay, so anyways, drank half, didn't feel anything for like 15 minutes, right? So I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. So I went and took a shower. And me being me, I take some long ass showers because I love hot water. And I just usually I just sit in the shower, and then for the last 15 minutes in cold water, I do the actual fucking scrubbing and washing hair and all that shit, right? So I'm like sitting there, about like 20 minutes go by around there, like 30 minutes, something like that, right? The water's starting to get cold, and I stand up, and I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. Like, I was fucked up. Like, not like absolutely like, oh my god, dude, I'm high, I'm fucking like seeing elephants. Like, no, it was just like, I knew like I was fucked up. I was like, oh shit. And I like leaned back and I fell against the fucking back of my like shower. It's like a tub at the bottom and then a shower, like, you know. And then I fucking fell against the thing, and I was like, oh shit, right? Like I'm fucked up. And I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I mean, like, that was fucked up. And then after that, I started drinking it like tons because it's a weird feeling to explain. Like, I'm not saying go out and fucking try it or anything like that, but like, it tastes like the shit that I got tasted really good. It wasn't actually Prometh. It was just a brand of cough syrup with codeine, and it felt good. It tasted good. I mean, I kind of loved it for like the longest time. And I don't drink alcohol, and I've only drinking alcohol like probably about like 5 times, and that was a while ago. Like, I haven't done it recently at all. And yeah, that got me absolutely hooked. I mean, that one feeling kind of felt good. And after that, kind of developed insomnia. I mean, I couldn't sleep unless I was fucking leaning and shit like that. Like, it was kind of weird, but yeah, I started drinking it everywhere. I brought it, like, fucking everywhere. It was in my fridge and shit. My parents were always, like, asking me. They're like, what the fuck is this shit? And I'm just, like, I couldn't really give them a fucking... I just told them it was fucking fruit punch mixed with Sprite and shit. They believed that shit, so whatever. It chilled in the fridge for a while. And... yeah, so we'll get to an interesting part of the story, which was, I used to drink this shit in school, right? And, like, this was, like, the teachers and principals and shit, they didn't know. They didn't really understand what it was. So, I mean, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't, like, on the radar. Like, I wasn't holding a fucking bag of cocaine around with me, right? It was just, it was really fucking heat, I'm not gonna lie. I carried around 2 liters full of fucking Sprite and Lean and Jolly Ranchers filled in my pockets, right? So, yeah. I mean, a lot of my friends knew that I was, like, being a fucking dumbass, and they all told me, like, you're being stupid, but I was like, whatever. I was completely hooked on this shit, so I was drinking it, like, all the time, and I'm sitting in the commons, which is, like, almost like a calf type thing, and the principal comes up to me, and my friends are all looking at me, because I have this 2-liter on the fucking table in front of me. He's talking to me, I open it, and I take a sip while he's talking to me, and everyone kind of leans back in the chair, like, oh my fucking god, right? Like, this guy is a fucking legend. But I wasn't a legend. I was just being fucking stupid. And anyways, yeah. So he's like, yeah, we heard some rumors going around that you're giving out alcohol or something like that. And I'm kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I did let a couple people try it. I mean, they asked, I let them. Like, what can you do? Right? So I was like, whatever. And it was only my friends. It wasn't like I was just giving out fucking Lean to random strangers and children and shit. And... yeah, so I fucking drank that shit right in front of him, and he said that shit to me, and I was like, okay, so he brings me to the office. Okay, so I had about probably half a 2-liter left, so about a liter left, and we're walking, I'm like, oh, fuck, like, he's gonna realize or something. I drank the whole fucking thing while we were walking, which was, like, probably about 30 steps. It probably took about 15 seconds to walk from the commons to the office, and I drank that whole fucking thing. Okay. This is where shit gets fucked up. So we go in his office and we're like talking and shit, and he's like asking me questions, and I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, blah blah blah. And he's like, okay, well, whatever. Okay, so I get up from the chair after he interrogates me and realizes that I'm not doing anything wrong, and I fucking like fell over onto his desk space, basically, right? And he's kind of like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh shit, like this is it. So I get back up, I'm like, oh sorry, I have a headache. And this guy's like, okay, go take some Advil or ask like the nurse or whatever the fuck for Advil or Tylenol. And I'm like, okay, sure. So I walk out and I sit back down in the commons. I fell asleep. I skipped all my last classes after that. And I woke up and my fucking phone had like 16 messages from my parents saying, where the fuck are you? And yeah, after that, I mean, I did it for like a little while longer. And then I got kind of sick of it. And it kind of fucked up my stomach a little bit. And I wouldn't suggest trying it to anyone. It's not really worth it, but I don't know what to say. And yeah, I think that'll be it for today. And sorry for the shitty CSGO gameplay that you're probably watching right now. Watching me just get absolutely destroyed. And yeah, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, guys. Peace. For the optimistic cynic guy. Shit. Ho got a hell of a grip.